Okay, now we'll open Civil 3D software as any other Windows based software. That is how? By double clicking on the icon. Now there are two icons, you know, Civil 3D 2023, metric and imperial. So use imperial, sorry, use metric. But even if you use imperial, it doesn't matter. Why? You are going to load the template. So template is in metric. Okay. So you know why there are two icons like that? Because the Americans are using imperial units and the rest of the world is using metric. So they don't want, the Americans, they don't want to use metric units. That is why there are two icons, but only thing is, once you have opened the software, once you loaded the template, whatever it is, a metric or imperial, it will be in the unit system that your template is prepared with, right? So but anyway, as a habit we usually open metric one. So open the software Civil 3D 2023. Now in the meantime, you can go to the folder that I gave you. Folder in the sense that I have sent you some few files. Okay, so you can see here there are two files that I have given. One is Piliandala Morotua drawing file. Other one is the dataset PNE ZCD data. Okay, understood. Piliandala Morotua drawing and PNE ZCD data. So the first one, that AutoCAD drawing, is the surveys drawing. Okay, other one is a data set, right? So the first thing that we are going to do here is we will load our template. How can you load your template, right? So for that, usually what we do is file, new, and it should be available here. But now for the time being it is not available. Why? Because we haven't pasted it there, right? So what we do is we go to a folder and copy this template. Now if you are using a version above 2018, you use this HDDT 2023, otherwise you use Highway HO1. Select this template, right click, copy, select the template, right click, copy, and then come to your Civil 3D software and file, new. Then there comes this select template dialog box. Okay, select template dialog box, the looking template should have come, right? Now here in this window you right click and make a folder, and you can give say Civil 3D training session, Civil 3D training. Okay, then you double enter it to open it and right click and paste your template. Okay, then you can select it and open it. As soon as it opens, there comes an error message. This drawing contains content created with Microsoft Visual Basic something. You need not worry. You just press continue with the current command. Okay, now this drawing 1 is a Civil 3D environment based on our template. Understand? Civil 3D drawing 1 is a uh, is an environment based on our template. So the first thing what we are going to do is we are going to save this. Now very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to do a 3D modeling. Okay, what we are going to do today is to do a 3D modeling, right? For 3D modeling, we have to have the surface drawing as well as the data set and do the 3D modeling of the terrain. For that, we are going to save this drawing as by giving the name surface. Okay, file, save as, and you may go to the place you want. You can create your own folder, or you can go to say, you can save it in D or E or whatever you want, right? So this one RDA CVTD class, right, you save it as surface, right. Now just look at your Civil 3D environment, right. Before you try to ask me questions, please check whether these are available. Okay, make sure, right. File, edit, view, insert, general, whether this toolbar is available. Is it available with you? Yeah, those who are in the class. No. If it is not available, can you see there is a small icon here. Yeah, yeah, some people it is not available. Now can you see here, can you see my cursor in this Civil 3D, right? In right hand side, can you see some small drop mark here? In this drop mark, just check whether this hide menu bar is clicked like this, then it is not available. Okay, so what you have to do is, if it is not available like this, you have to go to right hand side of Civil 3D and go and show menu bar. You have to click this show menu bar, right. Now okay, you are okay. That is one thing. And other thing is, you have to check whether you are having this home, insert, annotate, modify, analyze, view, manage, this thing is there. Otherwise, just check here. Now can you see my cursor? It is Civil 3D. If you are going to put it like something here, say drafting and annotation, you are getting a totally different uh, icon set. Okay, you are getting a totally different icon set here. Therefore, this should be Civil 3D, not 3D modeling, right? This should be Civil 3D, right? And this is, there is a, could you please resend the template, please? Miss Kita, will you please resend? Yeah. Then, right. Again, when it comes Civil 3D, I don't have the menu bar. Okay, so you have to go there and show menu bar, right. Another thing is, what usually I do, now in the right hand side, can you see these unnecessary the toolbars, angle, distance and things? Have you ever used them? Usually we don't use them, right. So what I do is I close them, and then don't take it and close everything. Then this line is also gone, only one, right. Then what I do is I right click there and go to AutoCAD and see here dimension, right. Then the dimension bar came, right. Then what I do is I go and put it here. Now because you don't want to get this, of course you can use this annotate, and using this dimension you can measure the things, but it is always easy to have your dimension bar there. Okay, now I think that our Miss Kita has sent you again Highway HO1 and HDDT 2023 again, so you can download, right. Yes. Sorry. Which options? Huh? Now, anyway, if you are not getting here Civil 3D, okay, now one person physically present here showed me that there is no Civil 3D here. Then the problem is with your installation. Okay, so when you are installing software, you have not selected the Civil 3D. Okay, that is what has happened. You have selected some other things, AutoCAD or whatever, right? So in that case, you will have to reinstall it. Okay, right. Now, yeah, right. Now what we are going to do is we are going to open our surveys drawing. Okay, for that we can do file open and you go to, you can locate the surveys drawing that I have given. Okay, so here first you may have to locate. Okay, RT Civil CD class Piliandala Moratua. Now open it. Okay, now you can see this is a surveys drawing. Okay, this is a surveys drawing. Right, now this surveys drawing, do you know in which template they have prepared? No, we don't know. This may be in AutoCAD or maybe in MicroStation or whatever. We don't know, right? But anyway, once we copy this and paste it into our template, it comes into our template. So there is no problem, right? So first thing that you have to do is you have to copy this everything and paste that into the surface drawing. Okay. So what we are doing is copy this. To copy, please remember you have to select from left top corner to right bottom corner, then only everything will be selected. Okay, if you are going to select it this way, some may be missing. Okay, then edit, copy, and you have to wait until this cursor is coming, right? Then shift into surface. Okay, and edit, paste to original coordinates. Now remember, this is one thing that you have to make sure Now you know in structural engineering, what you do is when you are going to copy and paste it, you can paste it anywhere you want. If it is a building, doesn't matter. You can paste it anywhere you want, right? But the problem here is, now in this one, the problem is in highway engineering, every time you have to paste them into original coordinates. Otherwise, you can't set out that on the road. Understand what I'm telling? Always we have to copy and paste into the original coordinates. Okay. Right now, when the cursor comes back, it is being copied. Right? But you can't see anything. It is somewhere here. But if you can't find it, what you can do is you can enter Z, enter E, enter, zoom, enter. Okay. Now, okay. Once you have got this, you can save the drawing. Right? Now in the surface creation, what you have done is we have this surface creation drawing, the surface drawing, and this one of course we are having using a text file, right? And then what we did was, yeah, we first copied, right? We didn't come this far, right? Then first thing that you have to do here is, yeah, first thing that you have to do here is delete unnecessary things. Okay, one thing is this legend. We don't want to have this legend here. Okay, we are going to delete it, right? Then other thing is the survey has given us what, the available existing profile, right? Existing profile. So we don't want that also. We are going to delete that because you need not to have unnecessary details in your file. You know what is this road? This is Piliyandala Moratu road. Okay, yeah. So that design was mine somewhere in year 2013 or 14, something like that. Okay, yeah, it was rehabilitated somewhere in year 2013 14, like, as I remember. Okay, so this is that road, Piliyandala Moratu road, right? Now there are some good practices in civil JD. What are these? Okay, one thing is we should not keep unnecessary files open because it is a big software. Always there is a possibility it could crash. Okay, so what we do is we are going to close this Piliyandala Moratuwa service drawing. Then it asks save changes. No, don't save changes because it should be the service drawing should be as it is, because if you are going to make changes to this original file, so if you find an error when you are doing the design, how can you find it? So you can't find. Therefore, don't do, don't save any changes you did here. Okay, right. Then I'll ask you to open this PNEZD data file. Okay, now this is a text file. Okay, now in this book what you have to refer is surface creation using a point file 2.3. Okay, some surveys submit the point details in a notepad like as follows, like this. Okay, So these points can be directly imported to the Civil 3D file as in 2.2. So again you have to refer 2.2, right? So we'll go that way, right? Now the first thing that we have to do is we have to import the files. So sorry, import the points. Import the points into this drop. Okay, for that there are few methods. Okay, but number one is make sure that this file is closed. Okay, please make sure that this file is closed, otherwise what happens, it will not be imported because there is sharing violation, you know. uh, two software cannot use the same file. Now it is being used by notepad and it is being used by civil 3D, so it is not going to work. Therefore always close it, right? Then you can import it. There are few methods. One thing is point creation tools. Then you are getting this create points toolbar. Okay, there can you see this last tool bit, import points. Using this import points you can import, but before importing you have to check what is this, uh, what is the data format. Now you know here PNEZCD. So PNEZCD means P is point number, N is northern, E is eastern, Z is elevation. Okay, so our format is point north east elevation. And if you open it, you can see it is separated by commas. So we call it comma delimiter. Okay, comma delimiter. If there were spaces, then it is space delimiter. Okay, so we have to go and find here PNE, 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 PNE is a D. Here there are two. PNE is a D space delimited and PNE is a D comma delimited. What are you going to select? Comma delimited. Okay. PNE is a D comma delimited. Right? That is being selected. Now I'm going to add this into selected files tool space. I'm going to add there. Again, what you have to do? You have to check whether the notepad file is closed. Okay. Right. Then I'm going there. I'm going to locate it. This utility class. There's nothing. Why? Huh? Yeah. The file of type is CSV. So you have to change that into text. Then it's there. Right? So you select it and open. And now this is a sample how it is coming. Point number, northing, easting and point elevation and description. Now it's okay, right? Then you can click here add points to point group and here create a point group. Usually we create a point group because then the thing is it is okay now. If it is just one data set, it's okay. But just because this is just 2 kilometer road, 2 kilometer, 1 kilometer, I don't remember. But just think that you are having 25 kilometers. You can't import all the points at once. So it will be stuck. So what we do is part by part we are importing the points. So say from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 like that. After that just think that you want to delete all the data from kilometers 5 to 10. Then can you do that? If you put everything into the all files and jumbled it, then you can't delete it. But if you imported everything from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 like that, if you want to delete 5 to 10, you can select that point group and delete it. That is why you are going to create a point here. add points to point group. So you are going to create one topo. Okay. So whatever you can say, you can. Usually I use topo. If you want, you can say points 0 to 1, something like that. Whatever the name. If you want to put your name, that is also okay as far as you can identify, right? Okay. Then make sure that these are being unticked. Do elevation adjustments if possible. Do coordinate transformation if possible. Okay. They should be unticked, right? Press OK and wait till the cursor coming. Right. Now check whether the points are important. Everybody got it? Okay. Now there can be some other cases since we have time. Okay. Now usually in ISL and universities I have a very limited time. But our GDG Mr. Dahanayaka gave me 6 days. 6 days, ne? Yeah. So we have enough time to discuss. So therefore, I am going to show you what are the mistakes that you can make. Okay, here. So these may be very important when you are doing, right? Because these are the questions that I am getting always. Huh? Right? Sometimes people just call me when I am in an important meeting also. People call me and ask, sir, this thing happened, now what I am going to do? So please don't call me, right? If you are coming to my office and meeting me, that's okay, right? So these are the things that you can, right? Now you just save it, right? I'm also going to save, and after that I'm going to show you the errors that you can make, right? Now number one error. Okay, number one error, you don't have the template. Okay, you don't import the template. Now look what will happen. File, new. Okay, now you are not using any of these templates, you are using the default template, Autodesk Civil 3D. Okay, so you also don't know it is default template or whatever. You clicked here and there, finally Autodesk Civil 3D metric thing open, right? Then okay, now you think okay, my lecture is asking me to copy what this survey's drawing. Okay, then I will copy this, right? I will copy this and sorry, copy. So sorry, edit, just copy, right? Copy, and then you go to your drawing and you go to edit, paste to original coordinates, and Z, enter, E, enter. Right. Now you look at the other person also. Okay, all are same, right? Now he asked me to delete this one, deleted, and I delete this one also. Now what I am going to do is I am going to import the point creation tools. I'll go to this import points. So what was my format? PNEZD P PNEZD comma delimited. That also I correctly selected, and I am going to load PNEZDT data. Okay, right? This is also coming properly, right? PNEZD. Then I am going to add points to point group. Okay, topo, right? Then I will press OK. Now look what will happen. Wait for your cursor to come, right? Now what is this? Now only in this place you understand you have made some fatal mistake. Okay, this is not fatal. What has happened is this template is wrong. Okay, this is now this is the way that this template shows what, shows the points. Okay, so if you are getting something like this, okay, just like it is being infested with flies and things, so the thing is, the problem is you have selected the wrong template. That is one error that you can make. Okay, then another error that you can make. Okay, right, you correctly you correctly import the template. Oh, sorry, right, and then you copy this, copy the service drawing, and then you go and paste to original coordinates as well. Set enter, e enter, right. Then what you are going to do is you are going to import the points point creation tools. Yeah, so what was our thing? Pnez, pnez, pnezd. Now instead of comma delimited you select space delimited. Okay, then you load this. Okay, pne, no, it got like enz comma delimited. Look, because it's not matching, therefore it got like enz comma delimited. So easting is always one, northing is something. Shall we just import and see what will happen? So now if you just go here, no points, right? Now where have the points gone? We said enter, e enter. It is there. Where are the points? This one, LHS. Look, now this is how the points came. Okay, this is another error that you can make. So I'm going to delete it everything, right? One very significant error that you can make, that I'm going to show you also here now. Point creation tools, you go there and instead of this PNEZ you select PENZ. That's also one error that you can make. PENZD. Okay, then look what will happen. Then there you don't find the error because it is coming, because the software cannot identify whether it is N or E. Okay, Now look, if you are looking at the correct place, the points are not there. Then Z enter, E enter. Here this should be your drawing, this should be your points. Now look, what has happened is whatever that has to come in the first quadrant is going to third quadrant. If it is in the second quadrant, it goes to fourth quadrant. Okay, so something like that happens. So these are the basic problems that you will face. Okay, I'll open our correct surface. Right, now we are having a surface, sorry, the surface drawing and the point pi. So the points are being imported. So before we proceed, any questions that you guys are having? Yeah, what's your question? What is the error message you get? Sorry? Yeah. The table. There you are getting. So these, because you are getting lot of error messages in Civil 3D. Some are not that important. So that why it is why you are getting there is they are showing these are the places that you have to pay your attention. Okay. That in the left hand side you are getting a big one. If you go to that, so there may be some errors in the points or something. Okay, or there may be when they are importing that some are just going to get missed or whatever, like. So these things usually we don't consider in Civil 3D. Okay. Yeah, our Zoom class, any questions you are having? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, error messages in the sense that now it is something like this now. Okay, shall I show you again? I think you are asking same question. No, no. So you just wait a second, right? Yeah. Yeah. Now I'll import points, point creation tools, import points. Is it PNEZ? Is it? Yeah, PNEZ. PNEZ, comma delimited, add points to point group, topo. Okay. Then press OK. So I think what you are telling me is about this error message. Okay. Yeah. Then you see that what is the error they are telling? Error passing value in line 3946 valid. Invalid characters found in input string. So these are some common errors that may be, because usually we should have only the text, but we are giving here say the I mean the text also. So there can be some error because the software does not understand the difference. So there can be some error, but they are not that important things. Okay, that is why, because if yeah, if the error is there, you can't continue. Once we close this one. If everything is okay, then no harm. Okay. Yeah, so I have a question. Yeah, right. I have a question from the class. So please give me a second. Yes, what is your question? Yeah. Yes, you can do like that. No harm. Give me a second, right? Hello? Your question that whether you can later paste that into a template, yeah, that is pretty okay. Now if you want, you can import into another template and do everything, and then later you can paste that into the RDA template, RDO, whatever template you want. But the problem is it is almost okay only for the surface and things. But when you are going to go to cross sections, okay, you can't do that. If you are going to create that in some template, and if you are going to copy that and paste that into another template, RDA or whatever, sometimes it will not work. Okay, so that is not recommended. So if you want to do, you do it in the your required template. Okay. Yeah, then soon class, any questions, any other questions we are having? Can we import the topo drawing as reference file, like using sref command? Yeah, you can do that, but the problem is, why I didn't do that, because I am going to use these things. Now I am going to use this stage and this center line. Okay, these things I am going to use to model the surface. So if I am going to get it as xref, you can't do that because it is just a reference. Okay, and the thing is, personally I don't like this xref thing. You know why? Yeah, why xref is not very recommended? Why they are doing this is because it is not for these small roads. It is for, say, like expressway or something, where you have lot of details. Okay, then if you are going to put everything here in your working file, it is difficult to work. Okay, but the thing is, now for these small projects, if you are going to do it like that, every time you want to do a change, you have to go to the original file and do the change. So you don't have the freedom here, do whatever you want in this file. So this engineer asking me is, so here you can insert like extra file. Okay, say here xref, using xref manager, I think you can get, now it has to give the reference and then you can insert here. Okay, but I usually don't recommend it for these small projects. Okay. Yeah, any other questions? No more questions? Yes, from the class? No. Okay, then shall we proceed? Alright, then after that what we are going to do is we are going to create the surface. For that you can go to general tool space. Now here this tool space can be vanished at once. Then you can go to general tool space. If you are having this tool space, don't just try again general tool space. One second. Right, so we'll start creating the surface. General tool space. If the tool space is not there, general tool space, then you have to make sure that you are in the prospector, right? Then in the surface, create surface. So you give the name eg is existing ground. So if you want, you can give another name as well, existing ground or whatever, right? And the style contours should be contour points and triangles and borders. Okay. Now just think that if you are not going to click here, it doesn't show anything. Okay. I'll do it again. surface, create surface here. Now you don't feel like that you can write here anything. Okay, seems like static, but you can edit it. And style, it should be contour points and triangles and borders. Okay, press OK. Now the surface is created, but there is no change here. Only thing is EG is there, you have to define the surface. Okay, under definition. So what I am going to do is I am going to add point groups. Add. So what is the point group that we created? Topo. I am going to add that topo into this point groups. Apply and OK. Here again that error messages are coming. Don't worry. Just take them out. Take them out. Now this is your surface. Okay. Save the drawing. Yeah. Any questions? Sorry? Yeah, I'll explain. Yeah. So I'll do like this one now. The first thing is that first I will ask the questions from the class and then the Zoom class. Okay, otherwise there comes some confusion. Okay, yeah. From the class, yes. Yeah. I don't hear. Contour points and triangles and borders. Okay. Contour points and anyway, I'm going to do it again. Don't worry. Yeah. Right. Now please pay attention. I'm going to do it again. Right. Now surfaces. Right click. Create surface. Okay. Surfaces. Right click. Create surface. And then name. You click it here. You give it EG. Okay. And then style. Here you have to click and there comes a drop down bar, contour points and triangles and borders. Okay, you have to select contour points and triangles and borders. Okay, and then press OK. Then EG is created, but you have to define it. Okay, so you expand this EG and expand this definition, and then you are getting here point groups. Okay, so come to the point groups. Come to the point groups, then right click, add, and under point groups you are having two, topo and all points. Okay, then you select topo, apply and OK. So you remove these error messages. Here is your surface. Here is your surface. Okay, save the drawing. Yeah, any questions from the class? No questions? Yeah, any from Zoom class? Now okay, is it right? Right, now this is surface. Now we have to refine this surface. What do you mean by refining? Okay, now I'll just show you here. Can you see that? Now this green, sorry, yellow color, this is a tie edge. Okay, now just think how Civil 3D is modeling this surface, what it does is, now there are points, it is drawing triangles. Okay, now you can see here, it is, now this is 36.488 and here 36.694. If I take my cursor somewhere here, value is 36.580. Okay, 36.580. Right, so what Civil 3D does is, it draws triangles and interpolates in between. Okay, so that is what it is doing. How to omit unnecessary points from surface. So that is exactly what we are trying to do now, right? Yeah. Then, but the problem is, do you think that you can cut this edge like this? Do you think you can cut this edge like this? No, you can't. Why? If you cut the edge, you will not get a cross section like this on the road. Why? Cutting is, just think that here there is a point somewhere, say this point, and it is touching this point, it comes like this. Can you understand what is happening? Now, if you are going to cut this point and take one point here and one point there, what will happen? Your cross section will be like this. So that's wrong. This point has to, now it has to come like this. Now okay, understand? No, you don't understand. I'll just show you. Now just think, this is your road cross section. Okay, now this is your road, right? This is your road and this is the road cross section. Okay, you want to make it more clear, right? Now I have just created a cross section. This is your road and this is the other parts. Okay, now just think, now Civil 3D, now Civil 3D is drawing your cross section like this. Without taking this point, it is going like this. That's the meaning of cutting this TE. Now is this correct? This is wrong. Okay, it has to come like this. Now only it is correct, right? But if the Civil 3D is drawing it like this, that means it has neglected center line. What about neglecting here? It is not a big issue. It is not our road, right? It's not a big issue. But this may be allowed, but this may not be allowed. So what we do is we always ask the software never cross these lines. LHS star H, RHS star H. We ask the software never cross these lines. Okay. Now what if you are going to get a say retaining wall like this? Then is it okay to draw something like it is taking line here and taking here? Is it okay? No. Then you have to give also don't take this, don't cross this one also. That is what you mean by the break lines. Okay. Break lines in the sense what we are telling is never cross these things. Now they have crossed here. They have crossed these gray lines. They have crossed tie edge here. They have crossed tie edge here. Now here see here they have crossed center line also. So we are asking them not to do. Okay. So for that, first thing we have to switch off this surface. Otherwise, it's very difficult to select these lines. So for that, you select this surface. You go to surface properties. Select this. Go to surface properties and check whether you are in this information tab. And the surface style, you select no display. Apply and OK. Right. Now to give these lines, now is it okay? Do I have to do it again? Select the surface, go to surface properties and then surface style as no display. Apply and OK. Now check whether these three lines TEL, tie LHS, tie RHS and the center line, these three lines are polylines. So what you can do is you can right click here, go to isolate objects and first you have to select these three lines, then go to you can right click isolate objects and you go to isolate selected objects. Then only these three lines will be visible here. Now even though they seem like polylines, sometimes they may not be polylines, we don't know. Okay, so we have to explode all these things and make them polylines. So how we are going to do? Now have you come here up to here? Have you isolated them? Right. Now we'll explode them. How do you explode? Type explode. Enter. Select objects. You select all these things like this and press enter. Now if you check, that will be in segments. Okay. Now you have to bring all these into zero plane. How you can do that? Using flatten command. Flatten. Okay. Flatten. FLATTEN. Enter. Select objects. Select everything like this and press enter. Remove hidden lines. No is selected. Press enter. Now all these things will be in zero plane. Okay. Now I am going to make them polyline. For this there is a sequence of commands. If you want, please note down, right? Do I want to do it again up to here? Yes. Okay. Right. You first select tie LHS center line, tie HRHS. Okay. Then you right click, isolate objects, isolate selected objects. Right. Then what you have to do is you have to explore. Just type explore, press enter. Then export select objects. You select it like this. Select them. Press enter. Now if you check, these will be in segments. Okay, like this. Earlier it was like a polyline. We don't know but okay. Then you have to flatten it. Flatten. FLA double TEN. Flatten. That means we are going to bring them into zero plane. Select objects. We are going to select it like this. Press enter. Remove hidden lines. No is selected. Press enter. Okay. Now these are in segments and in the zero plane. Right? Now I think everybody has done up to now, right? Now I am going to make them polylines. For that there is a series of commands you have to enter. So please note down if you want, right? For that PE is P edit, polyline edit. PE enter. Then there comes a command P edit select polyline or multiple. So this is multiple, right? Because there are so many segments. M enter. P edit select objects. Select objects means you have to select all these objects. Sorry, it's like this. Okay, select objects. So you select like this. Press enter. Converts lines, arcs and splines to polylines. Yes, no. Yes is selected. Press enter. Then enter an option. You have to give join J and press enter. Then there comes first distance. Don't worry about first distance. It should be 0, right? 0 is selected. Press enter. Now then press escape. Now you can see these are made polylines. Okay, I'll do it again, right? Because I know you didn't follow. I explored them, then I flattened them, right? After that, this is the series of commands that I am going to give. P-edit, P-E, enter, select polylines or multiples. It should be multiple, therefore M, enter, select objects. Okay, select objects like this, press enter. Then it asks P-edit converts lines, arcs and splines to polylines. Yes, no, Y. Yes is selected. Press enter. So enter an option. We have to give join. Don't give close or anything. Now, last time in the IESL lecture, somebody used close. Then what happens is all the polylines are closed. Okay. Therefore, J join. Press enter. Enter first distance 0. 0 is selected. Press enter. Now you can then press escape. Now you can see that these are being created as polylines. Now okay, these are just AutoCAD steps, right? Not Civil 3D. Then if you have finished, you come to here, isolate objects, end object isolation. isolate objects, end object isolation. Okay, now you are here, back into the drawing with 3 polylines. Now we have to do the relevant changes in the surface. For that you go to this general tool space, and in this EG you have to go to prospector. Under surface there is EG, right click surface properties. Okay, did you come here? Surface properties, and surface style should be contour points and triangles and borders. Surface style should be contour points and triangles and borders. Then press apply, press OK. Right. Now you are having the surface as in the previous case. Now what you are going to do now is to add polylines to this surface. Not the polylines, the break lines into this surface. Right? So for that you go to these break lines. Where is break lines? It is in the tool space, under surface, under EG, under definition. There is break lines. Right click, add. So here you give the description TE, that is tie. The type has to be proximity. Okay. Description should be TE. Type has to be proximity. And then press OK. So it says select objects. Now I am going to select this tie L and here tie R. Now once I press enter, just check something is going to happen. You just have your eyes on this line and this line. That means they are cutting the tie edges. They should be vanished. Okay. Now just check. I am going to press enter. Here. Now you don't see the yellow lines at all. Why? Because they have created, the surface has created the lines connecting along the tie edges. Nowhere it crosses the tie edges. You can see here. Nowhere it is crossing the tie edges. But still, center line is being cut. So we'll add that also. Break lines. Right click. Add CL, or you can see ECL, existing center line. Proximity. Okay. Press OK. Select objects. Select the center line. Now I am going to press enter. You just have a look. This line is going to vanish. Right? Yes, any questions so far from the class? Yeah, that means you want to check. Sorry? Yeah, so I'll do it again. Yeah, sure. Now here I'm doing it again, right? Here what we do is we select these three lines, two edges and the center line. Right click, isolate objects, isolate selected objects. Okay. Right. Then what I do is I will explode. I'll type explode and then select, press enter. After that, what do I do? Flatten, flatten, enter, and select objects. I will select everything like this. Press enter. So it asks remove hidden lines. No, enter. Right. Then I am going to make it polylines using pedit command. PE. Right. Enter. Pedit select polyline of multiple. So these are multiples because so many segments. M. Enter. Pedit select objects. So I am going to select all the objects like this and press enter to confirm that I have finished selected. Then pedit converts lines, arcs and splines to polylines, yes or no. Yes. So Y is selected. I am going to press enter. Enter an option, close, open, join with or whatever. So it is join J. Right? Enter. Enter first distance. Don't worry about this first distance. It is 0. Already selected. Press enter and press escape. Now you can see all these three are selected as, sorry, formed as polylines. Okay. Then I'll right click, isolate objects and end object isolation. Right. So then what I do is I'll go back to general tool space if it is already not there, and then go to this EG, right click, surface properties, and then I'll go to this surface style and make it contour points and triangles and borders and apply and OK. So why did I make them polylines? Because I want to give them as break lines. Okay. So to add break lines, here first I have to find a place where these yellow lines are visible. Okay, here it is being cut. Here it's been cut. So the yellow lines are visible. So I go to this break lines, right click and add. Description is TE, TIE. Type should be proximity. Okay. Then press OK. Select objects. I will select this yellow line and this yellow line and press enter. Once I press enter, just have a look. This line and this line is going to be vanished. Okay. And the other one I want to select is star edge. For the star edge, these break lines, add TE, sorry, ECL, existing center line, type is proximity, press OK and select this center line and press enter. Okay, so we have refined the surface to include two break lines. If we had the dam top or whatever, then of course we have to make them also break lines. Okay, anyway, this is not finished. Yeah, you have a question. No. Right, now I think it's clear, is it? Finally, we have to add the boundary. Now, why you want to add the boundary? You see here. Now, I told you, civil theory, what it does is, it selects one point and another point and interpolate in between. Now it is pretty okay for these points, but if you are going to select one point here and one point there and going to interpolate here, it's wrong. Okay. So what we do is we are going to select a boundary. For that we have to draw the boundary. Okay. We are going to draw the boundary using polylines. Make sure that your snap is off. Then draw a polyline like this, creating the relevant area. Now, this point also I don't think is necessary. Okay. And finally when I come here, I press C and enter. So I have a closed polygon like this. Okay. Closed polygon like this. So after that, we have only 3 minutes more, right? After that, what we do is you can go to boundaries. Just have a look, right? After that, if you haven't finished, you can later do it. Uh, Here, boundaries is there. Go and add. Give the name as BD. Okay. Type is outer. So you have to untick these non-destructive break lines and give the mid-ordinate distance as 0. Sorry, that's wrong, right? Add BD outer untick non-destructive break line and mid-ordinate distance as 0.001. So please don't ask me where does this value come, because we have understood through experience if you give these values you are getting better results. Okay, that is why we give 0.001. Earlier we give 0.1, but we are getting better results with 0.001. Okay, so name should be BD, type is outer, untick non-destructive break lines, mid-ordinate distance is 0.001. Press OK, select objects. Now just see, once I select this, the polygon I created, it will be constrained within that polygon. Okay. Now all these unnecessary things are omitted. Okay. Now you are having a corrected surface. Okay, so save the drawing. Yeah, any questions from the physical class? No? Yeah, from the Zoom class, any questions? Miss Kita, you have some are you going to share the recording with them more? Not yet planned, is it? Yeah, anyway, now I spoke with DDG Mr. Dahanayaka, so I'm going to load some of these into the YouTube, so you can refer them if you want. I don't know whether there is any plan from RDA side, is it? Not yet, not yet decided. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.